It's about to go down for all our foes. It's time to watch the greatest show. The Round Table Flick brings all the news, all the heat for all the you, from Raw to Dynamite and SmackDown too. Now tune in and play some trivia too. The Round Table Pro Wrestling Podcast is on, so tune in. The Round Table Pro Wrestling Podcast is on, so tune in.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode number 53 of the Roundtable Network News. I'm your boy, the franchise player, Double B Bad Blood. I'm joined by Double J, Josh James. And the news, Josh, it never stops. How are you doing today?
I am doing good today. It's been a good, relaxing day. Can't complain at all. Ready for the news because, like you said, it never stops.
Well, let's jump right into it, man. Look, courtesy of Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.com and Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics. WWE is having so many issues with this Vince McMahon thing. A new public filing in the WWE shareholder lawsuit shows that plaintiffs said that Vince McMahon is resisting turning over evidence related to the sexual misconduct allegations. Issues that arise are key to understanding his motives that led to the merger between the WWE and the UFC. Let me go ahead and put this up on the screen real quick because I want everyone to see it for themselves as I read it out to you. Let me go ahead and share this right here. So as you can see right there, the Court of Chancery of the State of Delaware, in regards to World Wrestling Entertainment Inc.'s merger through litigation, the plaintiff motion to compel defendant Vincent Kennedy McMahon to respond to discovery. Pursuant to the Court Chancery Rule 26 and 37, plaintiffs move for an order compelling defendant Vincent K. McMahon to promptly produce documents responsive to plaintiff's first set of requests for production of discovery materials to defendant Vincent K. McMahon. The requestees seeking information relating to the sexual misconduct allegation, the hush money payment, and related investigations involving McMahon as alleged in the operative complaint collective of sexual misconduct topics. Dude, Vince McMahon is not giving up the goods, bro. He is like, I am not sharing shit with you guys. I'm sorry, but in my humble opinion, this is my opinion alone. It does not reflect those of the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast and of the Roundtable Network News. These are my opinions. I kind of feel like that shows that you're guilty. If you got something to hide, I know we're supposed to be impartial, and I'm trying my best to be impartial, but the evidence is right there. What do you think, Josh?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from, actually, because it's like it seems like every month or even so far this has been going on for a year now. This whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it seems like every news that from this trial that's going on with Vince, it just keeps getting worse because everything is coming out like he's not gonna share anything. The more times this has been going on, the more time it shows that Vince is guilty.
Sorry. It just seems like these assholes decide to start drilling on the building when I'm on the show.
It seems like the more time we hear stories about this, it just shows that Vince is guilty.
I mean, I'm not trying to put a 10 on a 2, but it does show that.
It just keeps getting worse.
Worse and worse.
Yeah, so that's not good for Vince.
I don't get it. So let's talk about CM Punk. CM Punk's in the news again, ladies and gentlemen, but not for what you think. CM Punk has been posting these amazing public service announcements on Twitter. Basically, it's saying, stop touching strangers in public, ladies and gentlemen. This has stemmed from the girl who grabbed him during a live event. He went to the crowd. He went to give high fives to the crowd. She porn star grabbed him and, did some awkward things. Well, apparently people are still doing it. And look, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to think about it like this, okay? I don't care if you're a wrestler, a boxer, a rapper, TV star, entertainer, whatever. You don't want people grabbing on you.
Yeah, don't do that.
So if you don't want people grabbing on you, don't grab on people. It's crazy. I don't know, man. It's crazy.
I get that people are fans of like CM Punk or rappers or whatever, right? Just don't do that. It's weird. It's creepy. Don't do it.
Please don't do it. I want to talk about some Shelton Benjamin news. I know we talked about it earlier this week. But Shelton Benjamin basically put Hogan back in his place. Hogan claiming that he was friends with Benjamin Shelton and other people. And Shelton Benjamin was like, yo, keep my name out your mouth. Basically, I lost respect for you when this whole situation started with you being racist and all this other stuff. I mean, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. I totally 100% understand it. I like it. It made sense to me. Shelton Benjamin, not Benjamin Shelton, putting Hogan in his place. Breaking news as of 5 hours ago, Judge Sarah Russell has allowed Janelle Grant's amended complaint to be allowed in her federal civil suit against Vince McMahon, the WWE, and John Laurinaitis.
Oh,
this suit, man, this suit is crazy, man. I mean, come on, let's go. Like, they are putting the screws to Vince the way they should. Vince did this to himself.
He did.
Vince did this to himself. Keep your hands to yourself. Oh man.
Like I said, it's just going to keep getting worse with the whole thing with Vince. It's just it. There's no coming back from this one.
There isn't. There is no coming back, man. No coming back. So that was courtesy of Mike Johnson from PW Insider, by the way. Judge Russell ruled that Grant will be allowed to file an amendment complaint against defendants, which was officially entered today as the new 101-page document has been submitted. It is certainly clear that some of Grant's proposed amendments include facts that she knew or should have known that when she filed the complaint, Russell wrote, but her newly pleaded fact did not deprive defendants of their ability to timely assert that her claims and subjects to arbitration. Accordingly declined to find her amendments in bad faith. Judge Russell, however, sided with McMahon, etc., while holding off on discovery until the matter of whether the case should be sent to arbitration based on the language of the NDA Grant entered into with McMahon. McMahon and the other defendants have until June 11th to file a motion to compel arbitration. Grant will have until July 11th to respond. This court case, back and forth, man. I'm just going to say, let's just end this now. God, Vince.
Seriously.
Just I mean, this has been going on for 2 years.
Yeah.
This has been going on for 2 years. And I don't know what to say.
It's just horrible. It's just really sad. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I got no words with the whole thing with Vince. Like, it's just horrible.
Yeah, it is. Well, let's talk about Kenta. Everyone knows who Kenta is. Kenta, formerly in WWE as Hideo and Tommy, of the New Japan Pro Wrestling Bullet Club faction. Kenta, courtesy of Mike Johnson for PW Insider. New Japan Pro Wrestling's Kenta will be working the June 26th MLW return to New York at the Melrose Ballroom. The show is entitled Summer of Beast 2025. The promotion's next event will be held Saturday in Chicago.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean Kenta's making the rounds. Former Defy World Champion. Yeah.
Should have got a bigger push while he was in WWE, but I'm happy where he's at now.
Yeah, he should have got a push. Let's talk about some AEW news.
Oh.
So Swerve Strickland, this is courtesy of Mike Johnson and Paul Jordan of PW Insider. Swerve Strickland made an appearance in the D-Man Music Therapy Studio in Berkeley ahead of this week's AEW Double Shot in Detroit for Dynamite and Collision. It was noted that Strickland had an intimate conversation with those taking part in the studio's program. Is rightfully fitting, especially if there's anything I can do to help give back, to help inspire in the musical realm outside of wrestling. You know, I'm there for it. So Swerve Strickland said. WRF in Detroit interviewed Rhino about his AEW debut this week. Rhino being a native from Detroit, Michigan, he's going to be on both AEW Dynamite and AEW Collision tonight.
Is he also going to be on Ring of Honor too, or was that just or is he?
It just says Dynamite and Collision. Didn't say anything about Ring of Honor.
Okay, because I could have sworn I read somewhere that he was going to be in Ring of Honor, but that's really cool. I'm like you and I. We talked about like we're hoping that AEW was going to bring some ECW originals for when they're at the old ECW arena. Rhino's perfect for this. Like, and I think he's going to do really well in AEW. I know it's not going to be a permanent term for Rhino, but I'm excited to see Rhino go into AEW.
I'm not really excited for it, but you know, it'll happen. It'll happen. Also in AEW news, Shelton Benjamin. We talked about it a little while ago about Shelton Benjamin and the Hulk Hogan thing.
Yeah.
Shelton Benjamin tweeted this on ShelTB 803, his Twitter follow, or his ex, whatever you want to call it. It amazes me how some people really think that botching my name is what set me off with Hogan. We all know, Shelty, that it was not that. It was not that at all. AEW coach Kevin Matthews has a role in a movie called Pony Boy. It's got a lot of attention in the entertainment world, and will be released there. It will be released theatrically on June 27th. Try saying these words 5 times fast. I swear to God. So that's a lot of AEW news. Of course, AEW is going to be doing AEW Dynamite tonight, AEW Collision taping. We're also going to talk about AEW in Mexico.
That's really cool. That's kind of cool that both the WWE and AEW is doing something with Mexico with Lucha Libre and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is really cool, and this is definitely going to help with Lucha Libre in general.
Yep. Well, speaking of AEW and things that they're breaking news, you know what? I'm going to give AEW their due because this man right here, Tony, has some breaking news for you. In an exclusive report by Mike Johnson from PW Insider, the AEW brand has an official AEW book that will be published this November. Oh. PW Insider can exclusively report that the book is called All Elite. I'm sorry. This book is All Elite. It's written by the esteemed pro wrestling historian and New York Times bestselling author Keith Elliott Greenberg and will be released on 11/4 from Random House Worlds. And the imprint from Random House and Penguin Random House. PW Insider has also told the book is set to be a definitive history of all elite wrestling, covering the foundation, the promotions of the promotion by Tony Khan, all the way to his debut at London's Wembley Stadium, to Sting's final run and more. The book will feature comments from AEW talent, staffers, as well as exclusive, never before revealed photos from behind the scenes and stories. Greenberg recently authored an excellent book called Bigger, Better, and Badder, the book on WrestleMania 3, and has worked on countless coverings of pro wrestling, including autographs, autobiographies for Ric Flair, Superstar Billy Graham, Freddie Blassie, and among others. The book will be released for a major bookseller, including Amazon and Barnes & Noble, among others. Additional details are to be expected to be released shortly by AEW and Random House Books. So AEW's got a book called This Book is All Elite.
That's actually really cool to hear.
You gonna go buy it?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm a book guy. I collect wrestling books too. I'm definitely gonna do that for sure.
I mean, yeah. So this right here, near and dear to us, because it's a story about a Portland, Oregon wrestler,
Oh,
courtesy of Mike Johnson from PW Insider. Billy Jack Haynes is to stand trial in the murder of his wife this December here in Oregon. Former WWE star and Pacific Northwest wrestling star Billy Jack Haynes is slated to stand trial on charges of murder in the second degree and unlawful use of a weapon in connection with the death of his wife, Jan Beercroft. Last December, this December he's going to be in court. According to the last night's edition of Vice TV, Dark Side of the Ring, which featured an interview with Haynes from Portland, Oregon jail, is currently being held. In the episode, Haynes claimed that he loved Beercroft with all his heart. There was a theory posted in the episode that due to her suffering from dementia, Haynes killed her as an act of mercy. Haynes stated to show that he felt good about his chances at the trial, and he felt he had been overcharged by the prosecutors. Beecroft's family did not respond to the serious attempts to be contacted. Much of the episode covered the crazy claims that Haynes made over several decades. William Robert Haynes III, a.k.a. Billy Jack Haynes, who was a massive star in Portland territory, had runs in the WWE in the late 90s. He was in WCW under the mask as Black Blood, as well as Florida World Championship Wrestling's Jim Crockett's promotions, New Japan, and other territories. Was arrested Thursday morning, February 8th, 2024, after a 2-hour standoff with the police after gunshots were reported to come from his home in the Lentz area of Portland. Damn, the Lentz area is where my ex-wife lives. Authorities received reports of a shooting at the 6,000 block of Southeast 100 Avenue at 9:52 a.m. local time on February 28th. Coin News 6, which was on the scene for the arrest, stated that Haynes, who was 70 years old at the time, who had not been identified up to that point, was not cooperative with his responding authorities, leading to the Special Tactics Unit, SWAT, and the Crisis Negotiation Team being brought to his home. After a 2-hour standoff, Haynes was taken into custody. His local neighborhood was ordered sheltered in place during the standoff. Local reports at the time said Jeanette Bancroft, 85, of Portland, Haynes' wife, was found dead in the home. Once Haynes was taken into custody, authorities began a homicide investigation, and then the chief medical officer had ruled her death as a homicide by gunshot wound. Braylon Matthews, a neighbor in ties with the family, was interviewed by Portland's KPTV, Fox Channel 12, stating that this is a tragic tragedy all around. Finally being able to process the severity of the proximity of how close we were in nature. It's my dad and I. We live next door. We have to take care of him. Recently, I was just taking care of his wife, who had ongoing dementia. I was pretty decently close to both of them and loved them both very much. Haynes in recent years have become more known for his outlandish claims and conspiracy theories made while doing shoot interviews. At one point, he was one of the most popular guys I remember for Don Owens Portland Wrestling. When I became the Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Champion, the day I beat the record, both him, Lynn Denton, the grappler, and Roddy Piper, along with Billy Jack Haynes, all congratulated me. So it's kind of like, wow, I can't believe that someone I know, I mean, I shouldn't say could do something like that. A lot of guys are capable of doing things like that, and it really sucks. Billy Jack was always really nice to me. I remember he talked to me about some of the times he started training. He started training under Stu Hart, the Dungeon. He wrestled in Canada at Stampede. He used to team up Bruce Hart back in the day. When he came to Oregon, he feuded with Rip Oliver. He feuded with Eddie Graham over at Championship Wrestling from Florida. Kendo Nakasaki, the enforcer of AA Iron Anderson, Ole Anderson. He teamed with Wahoo McDaniel against the Andersons at times. Feud with the Barbarian. Like, the guy was doing a lot. I remember he went to WWE, had a feud with Hercules over the the full Nelson gimmick. He came back to Portland, man, and he just, I don't know, man. It really sucks. He ran a promotion at one time called Oregon Wrestling Federation.
Yep.
It was pretty cool. I know he was part of that CTE lawsuit against the WWE for a while. I know that when I first started talking to him, he was dealing with dementia and depression at the time. So right now he's currently incarcerated in the jail here in Portland, Oregon. Multnomah County Jail, Portland, Oregon. He's pled not guilty, and he's going to be going to court. So, I mean, damn.
This one hurts me because I know Billy also, and the thing when you told me about what he did, I was legitimately sad to hear. I met him a couple of times at a wrestling event. He was always nice to me, and I remember the first time I talked to him. I told him that I was going on a diet, and the next time I saw him, I lost I think around 30 pounds, and I went to go see him, and he was just so happy to see me, and he was just so proud that I lost that much weight. He even kissed me on the forehead and just said, "I'm proud of you, man." I'm like, he was so happy, and just hearing this, and I haven't seen the episode Dark Side of the Ring yet. I might. This one just hurts, to be honest. This one just makes me really sad.
Yeah, I mean, it's a rough one, man. It's a rough one. It is definitely a rough one. But you know what? It happened. He's dealing with the consequences of his actions right now, and I really can't just be like, "Oh yeah, this happened," and so what? But you can't do that because life happens, man. Let's talk about tonight's AEW Dynamite. AEW Dynamite currently set for Detroit, Michigan, courtesy of Mike Johnson from PW Insider. This is a preview of Dynamite on TBS and on HBO Max. We have the AEW Women's World Champion Toni Storm taking on Anna Jay versus Thunder Rosa versus Penelope Ford in the AEW Women's World Championship Eliminator match. I'm going to say number one contenders match or non-title match because that's what it is. So a four-way non-title match. We also have AEW Continental Heavyweight Champion Kazuchika Okada taking on Kevin Knight in a non-title match. Renee Paquette's going to sit down with Jamie Hayter for an interview. We got Ricochet and the Young Bucks taking on Speedball, Mike Bailey, Mark Briscoe, and Swerve Strickland. Samoa Joe taking on Claudio Castagnoli. Rhino's going to be making his AEW debut tonight. So much more. Excuse me. We're going to watch Dynamite on TBS and on Max. We're also going to have our roundtable trivia tonight. So stay tuned for that. And with that being said,
the Samoa Joe and Claudio match sounds like a great match, actually.
It's going to be a really good, it's going to be a banger. And honestly, I think Kazuchika Okada and Kevin Knight might be the sleeper of the night.
Oh, yeah? You think?
I mean, because Kevin Knight's really good.
Oh, yeah.
Like WWE, you fumbled the ball, man. Like you were on the 1 yard line and you literally had inches to go and you just straight fumbled the ball, bro.
Yeah. The WWE has a habit of that, unfortunately.
I mean, yeah, it happens, but you know what? Life goes on. So do we.
I mean, like, if you think about it, like when Matt Cardona got released from WWE, you think he's not going to be as successful that he is on the Indies. Look at the guy right now. Like he posted, like you could stay home and do nothing, or go to the Indies, collect a paycheck, make money, and be successful. And he's a good example of like you could still make it even you're not in the big companies.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the fact that he's putting people over. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like he's literally putting people over. I love it. Ladies, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. We will see you better. We'll see you tonight. Go ahead, Josh.
Wrestling history.
I was trying to get out of here before you did it. Dang it. All right, go ahead, Josh. Today in wrestling history, ladies and gentlemen.
You'll like this one. We're going back to 1989 for the National Wrestling Alliance. Wrestle War 89. Do you remember this show, Blood? Wrestle War.
Wow. 89. It was 1989, you said?
Yep. It is the main event where Ric Flair defeated Ricky Steamboat for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship in their third and final match in their legendary 1989 trilogy matches.
Wait. Was that Music City Showdown?
Nope.
You sure Wrestle War 1989?
Wrestle War 89. Oh, Music City's Music City Showdown. My bad.
I remember Eddie Gilbert and Rick Steiner taking on Kevin Sullivan and Dangerous Dan Spivey
Yep.
for the NWA US Tag Team belts.
Yep. Also, this is the night where Terry Funk attacked Ric Flair, put that bag over Ric Flair's head,
Oh,
and
yeah.
drive him on the table. And that was a setup for their I Quit match.
We had the Varsity Club, which was Kevin Sullivan and Dan Spivey.
Yep.
They were the NWA US Tag Team Champions at the time.
Yep.
They took on Eddie Gilbert and Scott Steiner, or Rick Steiner, before Rick Steiner became a member of the Varsity Club. Well, he left the Varsity Club. We had another members of the Varsity Club, Mike Rotunda and Dr. Steve Williams, and they wrestled the Road Warriors for the NWA World Tag Team belts. I believe it was Sting was the TV champion.
He was.
Michael Hayes and Lex Luger were wrestled for the U.S. title. I want to say we had People Power. Johnny Ace was on the show. Him and Shane Douglas, they were the Dynamic Dudes. They wrestled the SST, the Samoan SWAT team.
Yep.
Samu and Fatu. It was Sam Fatu and the Great Samu. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It was in Memphis, no, Nashville.
A good time to be a wrestling fan at those times.
Yeah, you look at me. I damn near put the whole card together. I didn't even have to look it up because I'm an NWA guy, baby.
You are a diehard NWA guy. That's why I wanted to bring this up, even though it was like WCW. But no, I knew this one was going to make you smile. I knew this one.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Damn it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us on Roundtable Network News. I'm the franchise. That's your boy Double J. And Josh, we can leave it up to this man right here, the greatest promoter in the history of AEW, Tony Khan.